Have you ever noticed something strange? The kinder you are, the more patient you are, the more understanding you become. The more people seem to disrespect you, not at first. At first, people praise you for it. They call you sweet, humble, easy to talk to. But over time, they interrupt you more. Ignore your boundaries. Take your energy without giving anything back. And one day, you wake up emotionally exhausted, confused why being good to people somehow made your life worse, because nobody told you the truth. Being nice is not the same as being respected. And in today's world, if you are too nice without boundaries, people don't admire you, they study you. They test how far they can push you, how much they can take, how much pain you'll tolerate before finally saying no. This video is not about becoming cruel. It's about understanding one brutal psychological truth. The world often rewards strength more than kindness. And if you never learn the difference, you become easy to manipulate. So today, we're going deep into the psychology of why being too nice destroys people mentally, emotionally, socially, and how powerful people protect themselves without losing their humanity. Because some of the most dangerous suffering in life comes from people who were simply too kind for too long. Part 1. Why nice people suffer in silence. Nice people usually grow up believing one thing: if I treat people well, they'll treat me well too. But human psychology doesn't work that way. People don't automatically respect kindness. They respect value, boundaries, certainty, emotional control. And unfortunately, many overly nice people confuse kindness with self-sacrifice. They say yes when they mean no. They tolerate disrespect to avoid conflict. They suppress anger to appear good. Over time, they become emotionally invisible because the world quietly learns this person will tolerate almost anything. And once people learn that, they begin pushing further, slowly, subtly, psychologically. Not because everyone is evil, but because human beings naturally test limits. Watch how people treat someone with weak boundaries. They interrupt them, cancel plans on them, ignore their messages, use them for emotional support, borrow from them, manipulate their guilt. And the terrifying part? Nice people often blame themselves for it. They think, maybe I'm overreacting, maybe I'm selfish, maybe I should just be more understanding. So they continue giving pieces of themselves away until resentment quietly replaces kindness. This is why many nice people secretly become bitter later in life. Not because they were kind, but because they abandoned themselves trying to earn love. Part 2. The dark psychology of people-pleasing. People-pleasing is rarely about kindness. It's usually about fear, fear of rejection, fear of conflict, fear of abandonment, fear of not being liked. A people-pleaser doesn't say yes because they want to. They say yes because they're terrified of what happens if they say no. And manipulative people sense this instantly. Psychologically, humans are extremely sensitive to emotional weakness. Not weakness in pain, weakness in boundaries. The moment someone realizes you struggle to disappoint people, they gain power over you. That's why emotionally manipulative people use guilt so effectively. They say things like, I guess you don't care. You've changed. I thought you were different. You're selfish now. And because nice people are deeply attached to being perceived as good, they collapse under guilt. They overexplain, overgive, over-apologize. Meanwhile, the manipulator learns this person can be controlled emotionally. This is why some of the nicest people become trapped in toxic friendships, toxic relationships, toxic families, because they were taught that setting boundaries is cruel. But here's the truth most people never learn. People who truly respect you will respect your boundaries too. Only users become angry when access is removed. Part 3. Why the world respects certainty. There's a psychological reason confident people receive different treatment. Human beings are constantly reading emotional signals, your tone, your posture, your hesitation, your willingness to tolerate disrespect. Everything communicates value, and when you are overly nice, you often communicate uncertainty without realizing it. You hesitate too much, apologize too much, seek permission too much. You become psychologically soft in the eyes of others, but certainty changes everything. Notice how emotionally strong people speak. They don't over-explain simple decisions. They don't beg for approval. They don't panic when misunderstood. And because of that, people naturally treat them more carefully. Not because they're mean, because they feel difficult to manipulate. This is one of Machiavelli's darkest observations about human nature. People are less likely to exploit those who appear emotionally strong. That doesn't mean becoming cold-hearted. It means understanding that kindness without strength attracts disrespect. Real kindness requires power. Otherwise, it becomes submission disguised as morality. Part 4. The trap of wanting everyone to like you. One of the most dangerous addictions in modern life is wanting universal approval. Nice people often become addicted to being liked, and once your identity depends on approval, you become controllable. You start shaping your personality around other people's comfort. You stop speaking honestly, stop disagreeing, stop expressing anger, stop protecting yourself. Eventually, you lose connection with your real self entirely because you spent years performing for acceptance. But here's the brutal truth. If everybody likes you, you probably betray yourself often. Powerful people understand something weak people never do. Being respected matters more than being liked. Respect lasts longer. Respect protects boundaries. Respect creates stability. Approval disappears the moment you disappoint someone. That's why people who live for validation eventually become emotionally exhausted. They spend their entire lives managing perceptions, trying not to offend, trying not to upset, trying not to lose people. And ironically, the more desperately you seek approval, the less people genuinely value you, because psychologically, people respect those who can survive disapproval. Part 5. Why nice people attract narcissists. Narcissistic people are drawn to overly nice individuals for one reason: access. Nice people give endless emotional access. They forgive quickly, tolerate inconsistency, ignore red flags, give second chances forever. To a manipulator, this feels like free territory. Narcissists don't search for the strongest people. They search for the most emotionally available people, especially those with weak boundaries and high empathy. That combination is psychologically dangerous because empathy without boundaries becomes self-destruction. And many nice people stay trapped because they confuse empathy with obligation. They think, if I love them enough, they'll change. But manipulators often interpret unlimited forgiveness as weakness, not love. This is why emotionally strong people leave faster. They recognize patterns early. They don't wait forever hoping respect will magically appear. Because one painful truth about life is this: people rarely change when your tolerance rewards their behavior. Part 6. The power of saying no. One simple word changes your entire life. No. But for deeply nice people, no feels terrifying because saying no risks disappointment, conflict, judgment, rejection. So they avoid it, and over time, their entire life becomes controlled by other people's demands. But psychologically, boundaries create identity. The moment you start saying no, you teach people how to treat you. And something strange happens. Some people disappear, not because you changed negatively, but because your usefulness changed. Many relationships survive only because one person over-sacrifices. Once the sacrifice stops, the relationship collapses. And while painful, this reveals something important. Some people loved your convenience more than your existence. That realization hurts deeply, but it also frees you, because life becomes lighter once you stop carrying relationships alone. Part 7. Why silence is powerful. Overly nice people often explain themselves too much. They want everyone to understand their intentions, so they overtalk, over-justify, over-defend. But powerful people understand silence psychologically. Silence creates uncertainty. Certainty creates respect. The less emotionally reactive you become, the harder you are to manipulate. Think about emotionally intelligent individuals. They don't reveal every thought immediately. They don't argue endlessly. They don't chase misunderstanding. They remain composed. And composure changes social dynamics completely, because emotional control is intimidating, especially in a world addicted to reaction. Many people lose power simply because they react too quickly emotionally. Anger, defensiveness, desperation, over-explaining, all of it gives people information. But silence? Silence forces others to sit with uncertainty, and psychologically, uncertainty creates tension. That's why calm individuals often appear powerful even without speaking much. Part 8. Never confuse kindness with weakness. There's a massive difference between being kind and being harmless. Weak people avoid conflict because they fear consequences. Strong people choose peace even though they can handle conflict. That difference matters. True kindness is controlled strength, not fear, not submission, not emotional dependency. You should be capable of saying no, walking away, cutting access, protecting your peace, and then choosing kindness intentionally. That's real emotional maturity, because the world does not become safer when good people become weak. It becomes safer when good people become strong enough to stop tolerating disrespect. Part 9. The loneliness of transformation. Here's the part nobody talks about. When you stop being overly nice, you lose people. Some friends become distant, some family members become uncomfortable. Some relationships suddenly feel different. Why? Because your old personality benefited them. The new version of you has boundaries, and boundaries expose intentions quickly. People who respected you stay. People who benefited from your weakness leave. This transition period feels lonely because you're no longer the version everyone was used to controlling. But eventually, something incredible happens. You begin attracting healthier relationships. People who respect your time, your space, your emotions, your standards. Not because you became colder, because you became clearer. Part 10. The most important lesson. Never be too nice again doesn't mean become cruel. It means stop abandoning yourself for acceptance. Stop shrinking yourself to keep people comfortable. Stop apologizing for existing. Stop rewarding disrespect with endless patience. You can be compassionate without becoming weak. You can love people without sacrificing your self-respect. You can help others without destroying your peace. Because at the end of the day, the people who survive emotionally in this world are not the coldest people. They are the people who finally learned. Kindness without boundaries becomes self-destruction. And once you understand that, your entire life changes. The strongest people are not always loud. Sometimes they're simply the people who finally stop tolerating what destroys them. Maybe this is your sign to stop over-explaining. Stop chasing approval. Stop saying yes when your soul says no. Protect your peace, guard your energy, and never confuse self-respect with selfishness again. If this video resonated with you, leave a comment with the word boundaries and subscribe for more psychological and philosophical insights into human nature, power, discipline, and emotional mastery.